When you grow old, remember three things not to say, three things not to do. As we journey into our golden years, life presents us with both blessings and challenges. These years are meant to be cherished. A time for reflection, wisdom, and meaningful connections. Yet, navigating this stage requires intention and mindfulness to ensure we age gracefully, surrounded by respect, peace, and fulfillment. If you want your later years to shine brightly, there are some essential principles to keep in mind. These principles are not complex. They are simple truths that can profoundly shape your relationships, actions, and well-being. Today, I will share three things you should avoid saying and three actions to refrain from doing. Embracing these lessons will help you cultivate joy, maintain dignity, and foster meaningful relationships. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Three things not to say. Words carry immense power. They can build bridges or create walls, heal wounds or inflict them. As we grow older, being mindful of what we say becomes a key to maintaining harmony and respect in our lives. Here are three types of speech to avoid. 1. Speaking of others' weaknesses. As we age, the way we speak becomes a reflection of the wisdom we have accumulated over the years. Yet, there is a profound truth that many overlook. Pointing out others' weaknesses does more harm than good, not just to them, but to ourselves as well. This behavior can slowly erode the respect we've built, strain relationships, and create an environment of mistrust. Criticizing or exposing someone's flaws often stems from a moment of frustration or a desire to appear insightful. However, the repercussions can be deep and lasting. Words, once spoken, cannot be taken back. They linger in the air, sometimes wounding far beyond what we intended. Relationships that take years to build can be damaged in mere seconds by a careless remark about someone's perceived shortcomings, and everyone carries their burdens. Mistakes made, lessons learned, and struggles fought in silence. By speaking of others' flaws, we fail to honor their humanity. Each person, regardless of age, deserves respect and understanding, not judgment. When we choose to highlight someone's errors or imperfections, it not only diminishes their dignity, but also undermines our own character. After all, wisdom lies in knowing when to hold back, when to let compassion override critique. There's a subtle but transformative power in choosing silence over judgment. Instead of rushing to point out what someone has done wrong, take a step back and ask yourself, does this need to be said? Will it bring healing or will it cause harm? Often, the answer lies in empathy. A kind heart seeks to understand, not to condemn. Offering understanding fosters trust and deeper connections, while criticism creates barriers and resentment. Moreover, when we speak of others' flaws, we inadvertently invite negativity into our own lives. The act of judging others can feed feelings of superiority, but this is fleeting and ultimately hollow. Instead, it is far more enriching to focus on uplifting others. A gentle word of encouragement or a quiet acknowledgement of someone's effort can do wonders for their spirit and for your own. In moments when correction is truly necessary, choose your words carefully. Speak privately with respect and understanding. Timing and tone are everything. A wise elder once said, "The truth is best delivered like a gentle rain, not a thunderstorm." When offered with kindness, feedback becomes a gift, not a weapon. Speaking of others' weaknesses is a habit that serves no one. It creates conflict, sows mistrust, and diminishes our capacity for grace. On the other hand, choosing to see the best in others and offering words of encouragement fosters an atmosphere of respect and peace. As we grow older, let us remember that the true measure of wisdom is not in how loudly we can point out faults, but in how gently we can guide others toward their strengths. Every word we speak has the potential to either heal or hurt, to build bridges or burn them. As stewards of wisdom in our later years, let us use our words to uplift, inspire, and nurture the dignity of those around us. 2. Boasting about yourself. Humility is a quiet strength, a virtue that becomes even more powerful as we age. Yet, the temptation to boast about our accomplishments can still arise, often as an unconscious attempt to assert relevance or prove our worth. While sharing our stories and achievements can be a way to connect with others, boasting, highlighting our successes with the intent to elevate ourselves, can have the opposite effect, alienating those around us and diminishing the grace with which we are perceived. Boasting is often rooted in insecurity, a need to seek validation or admiration from others. However, this approach rarely delivers the respect or acknowledgement we crave. Instead, it can leave others feeling overshadowed or uncomfortable, creating barriers to meaningful relationships. Genuine respect cannot be demanded or drawn out through self-promotion. It must be earned through quiet integrity, consistent actions, and the way we treat others. There is a profound elegance in letting our accomplishments speak for themselves. When we refrain from proclaiming our greatness, our character shines brighter. The moments when others recognize and appreciate what we've done, unprompted, are infinitely more rewarding than the fleeting satisfaction of drawing attention to our own achievements. Humility invites admiration, while boasting often breeds resentment. True greatness is quiet. It does not need applause to validate its existence. Think of the people you respect most in your life. Likely, they are individuals who act with kindness, wisdom, and a sense of purpose, not those who constantly remind you of their successes. Their actions, not their words, have left an impression. This is the legacy we should all strive to leave behind. Moreover, boasting can burden us with unnecessary pressure. By continually proclaiming our achievements, we set an ever-rising standard for ourselves, creating a cycle of expectation that can lead to stress and dissatisfaction. The image we project becomes one we must constantly uphold, often at the expense of our inner peace. In contrast, humility allows us to rest in the confidence of knowing that our value does not hinge on the opinions or approval of others. It's important to remember that humility does not mean downplaying your accomplishments or dismissing your worth. It simply means letting your life speak for itself. Your actions, your kindness, your resilience. These are the markers of a life well lived. By focusing on these rather than drawing attention to them, you inspire others to see the beauty in their own journeys without feeling the need to compete or compare. As we grow older, our stories and experiences are treasures to be shared, not tools for self-promotion. Sharing a memory or lesson with a loved one in the spirit of connection or guidance is very different from boasting. The former builds relationships, while the latter can create distance. Let your stories be gifts of wisdom, offered without expectation, and you will find that they are received with genuine appreciation. The essence of a life well lived lies not in how loudly we proclaim our successes, but in how quietly we embody the values that lead to them. Be humble, be kind, and let the legacy of your actions speak louder than words ever could. 3. Engaging in meaningless talk. As we grow older, the words we speak carry greater weight, not just because of our age, but because of the wisdom we are expected to impart. Yet, it is easy to fall into the habit of engaging in meaningless talk, words that fill the air without adding value, conversations that pass time but leave no impact. These moments, though harmless at first glance, can subtly erode the depth and quality of our relationships and the respect we receive from others. Meaningless talk often stems from a desire to avoid silence or to feel connected, But the truth is, silence can sometimes speak louder than words. A quiet moment shared with someone can hold more meaning than in an endless stream of chatter. When we speak without intention, we risk diminishing our credibility and influence. Others may listen, but they may not hear. They may smile, but they may not feel connected. In time, they may come to see our words as noise rather than wisdom. In our later years, every word we choose has the potential to inspire, comfort, or teach. By speaking thoughtfully, we honor both the listener and ourselves. It is not about saying less, but about saying what matters. A single well-placed sentence can carry more meaning than 100 unconsidered words. The challenge is not just to speak, but to speak with purpose, to let our words uplift, guide, or resonate deeply with those who hear them. Reflect on the power of your words. Before speaking, ask yourself, will this add value? Will it bring comfort or clarity? Is it kind? If the answer is no, perhaps silence is the better choice. Silence, far from being empty, creates space for thought, reflection, and understanding. It allows both you and those around you to process emotions, absorb insights, and connect on a deeper level. Engaging in meaningless talk can also be draining, both for the speaker and the listener. Conversations filled with complaints, gossip, or trivialities may pass the time, but they rarely leave anyone feeling enriched. Over time, these interactions can even push others away as they begin to associate your presence with a lack of substance or negativity. In contrast, a thoughtful exchange, no matter how brief, can leave a lasting impression of wisdom and depth. As elders, we have a responsibility to lead by example, showing that words are not just tools for expression, but vessels of meaning. When we choose to speak with care, we demonstrate emotional intelligence and respect for others' time and attention. By sharing stories, lessons, or insights with intention, we create opportunities for genuine connection and learning. It is also important to recognize that not every silence needs to be filled. There is beauty in pausing to listen, in letting someone else's voice take center stage. By stepping back and observing, we not only learn, but also convey humility and openness. When we do speak, our words carry greater significance as they emerge from a place of thoughtfulness and understanding. Avoiding meaningless talk is not about withdrawing from conversation or becoming overly reserved. It is about embracing the power of deliberate speech, choosing words that reflect your values, your wisdom, and your care for others. Let your words be a gift, not a habit. Speak not to fill the air, but to touch the heart, to spark a thought, or to leave a legacy. In the quiet moments when you hold back from speaking unnecessarily, you allow room for something more profound to emerge, whether it's a deeper connection, a shared smile, or simply a sense of peace. These moments of intention are what give life its richness. In the end, it is not the quantity of our words, but the quality of their meaning that defines the depth of our lives and the impact we leave on others. 2. 3 things not to do. Our actions, much like our words, shape how others perceive us and how we experience life. Here are 3 things to avoid doing as you grow older. 1. Comparing yourself to others. The habit of comparing ourselves to others is one of life's most subtle yet profound thieves of joy. In our later years, this tendency can become particularly insidious as we look around and see people who seem to have more: better health, closer families, greater achievements, or even more fulfilling lives. But comparisons are deceptive. They are a mirror that distorts, showing only fragments of another person's story while making us feel that our own is inadequate. Each life is a unique journey, shaped by experiences, challenges, and blessings that are never fully visible to others. When we compare ourselves to someone else, we are often seeing only the surface, their public victories, their moments of happiness, or their possessions. What we cannot see are the struggles, sacrifices, and pains that lie behind those moments. Every person carries burdens that are hidden from view, just as our own struggles are not always apparent to those around us. Comparing ourselves to others diminishes the beauty of our own journey. It blinds us to the progress we've made and the challenges we've overcome. It shifts our focus from gratitude to envy, from self improvement to self doubt. This habit doesn't just rob us of happiness, it steals our ability to truly appreciate the richness of our own lives. Instead of looking outward for validation or worth, we must learn to look inward. Reflect on where you've been, the lessons you've learned, and the ways you've grown. Ask yourself, am I better today than I was yesterday? Have I made progress, no matter how small, in living a life that feels meaningful to me? These are the comparisons that matter, the ones that focus on your growth, your values, and your unique path. It's important to recognize that the act of comparing is often rooted in insecurity or fear. When we measure ourselves against others, we are seeking reassurance that we are enough. But the truth is, you have always been enough. Your worth is not determined by what you have or how you compare to others, but by the love you give, the kindness you show, and the wisdom you share. These are the qualities that define a meaningful and fulfilling life. Let go of the illusion that someone else's success diminishes your own. Life is not a competition, it is a personal journey, and the only race you're running is the one against your past self. When you release the need to compare, you free yourself to focus on what truly matters: your growth, your peace, and the relationships that bring joy to your life. Take a moment to appreciate the blessings you have. They may not look like someone else's, but they are uniquely yours. Whether it's the laughter of your grandchildren, the wisdom you've gained through decades of experience, or simply the beauty of a quiet morning, these are treasures that no comparison can diminish. When we stop comparing, we open ourselves to true contentment. We can look at others' successes without envy, finding inspiration instead of resentment. We can celebrate their happiness without questioning our own. And most importantly, we can live fully in the present, appreciating our lives for what they are: perfectly imperfect, uniquely ours, and rich with meaning. Comparing yourself to others serves no purpose other than to distract you from the beauty of your own story. Embrace your journey, cherish your progress, and trust that your life, as it is enough. When you choose to focus on your growth and gratitude, you will find a peace that no comparison can ever take away. 2. Hurting others, intentionally or unintentionally. As we grow older, the impact of our actions and words becomes more evident, not only in the lives of others, but also in the quality of our own inner peace. Hurting others, whether intentionally or unintentionally, is a path that leads to regret, fractured relationships, and a heavy heart. At its core, causing harm diminishes the love and kindness we are capable of sharing with the world, while also creating a ripple of negativity that inevitably returns to us. The act of hurting others often stems from our own pain, frustrations, or unhealed wounds. When life feels unfair, or when we're burdened by our struggles, it can be easy to let resentment or anger spill over onto those around us. But lashing out, even in small ways, rarely brings relief. Instead, it leaves behind a trail of hurt feelings, broken trust, and the bitter realization that we've added to the world's suffering rather than eased it. Unintentional harm can be just as impactful as intentional hurt. A careless word spoken in haste, a thoughtless action, or even neglecting to offer support when it's needed can wound those we care about. Often, we don't realize the weight of our actions until it's too late. These moments serve as reminders that our interactions carry power: power to heal or harm, to build up or tear down. Choosing kindness over harm requires intentionality and self awareness. It begins with recognizing the humanity in everyone we encounter. Each person is carrying burdens, facing struggles, and striving in their own way. By seeing others through a lens of empathy, we can better understand their actions and reactions. This understanding allows us to respond with patience, compassion, and grace rather than judgment or hostility. When faced with moments of conflict or irritation, pause and ask yourself, is this worth saying or doing? Will it bring healing or deepen the wound? Often a moment of reflection is all it takes to choose a path of peace. A kind word, a gesture of understanding, or even silence can diffuse tension and prevent unnecessary hurt. Moreover, kindness is not only a gift to others, it is a gift to ourselves. When we act with goodwill and integrity, we create an atmosphere of harmony around us. Relationships deepen, trust flourishes, and our hearts remain unburdened by the weight of regret. Living in a way that avoids harm is a path to inner peace and a life rich with meaningful connections. It's also important to repair harm when it occurs. None of us are perfect, and we will all make mistakes that hurt others from time to time. When this happens, the willingness to apologize sincerely and take responsibility for our actions is essential. A heartfelt apology can mend even the deepest wounds, restoring trust and strengthening relationships. It is never too late to make things right, and the effort to do so demonstrates humility and respect. Lastly, hurting others also includes how we treat ourselves. When we hold on to anger, resentment, or a desire for revenge, we poison our own hearts. Forgiveness, both for ourselves and for others, is a powerful act of liberation. It frees us from the chains of negativity and allows us to move forward with a lighter, more peaceful spirit. As elders, we have the wisdom to lead by example, showing that a life of kindness and compassion is far richer than one filled with conflict or harm. By choosing to lift others rather than tear them down, we create a legacy of love and goodwill that will be remembered long after we are gone. In every interaction, strive to be a source of light, a balm for pain, and a reminder that kindness is always the better path. 3. Chasing after meaningless gains. Life's most profound lessons often come with age, revealing that the pursuit of fleeting or hollow achievements leads not to fulfillment, but to a sense of emptiness. Chasing after meaningless gains, whether material wealth, status, or superficial validation, becomes an exhausting endeavor, one that takes far more than it gives. True contentment is found not in accumulation, but in the simple, meaningful joys that often lie unnoticed in the quieter moments of life. The pursuit of meaningless gains often begins with the illusion that they will bring happiness. Society's messages about success and worth can tempt us to measure our lives by external markers, money, possessions, or recognition. But these are transient, their satisfaction fading as quickly as it arrives. The pursuit becomes an endless cycle, always seeking more, never feeling complete. In the process, we may sacrifice what truly matters: our relationships, our health, our peace of mind. Reflect on the times in your life when you felt most fulfilled. Were those moments defined by material accomplishments, or were they marked by connection, purpose, and love? The answer for most lies in the latter. A shared laugh with family, the pride of watching someone you've mentored succeed, the quiet peace of knowing you've made a difference. These are the treasures that bring lasting joy. Chasing after hollow gains also distracts us from appreciating what we already have. Gratitude is the antidote to this endless striving. When we pause to recognize the blessings in our lives, we begin to see that what we have is often enough. Contentment is not about having everything, but about valuing the richness of what we possess, our experiences, our wisdom, and the people who matter most. The pursuit of meaningless goals can also strain relationships. When our focus shifts toward what we can achieve or acquire, we risk neglecting those who bring meaning to our lives. A life centered on shallow pursuits may seem successful on the surface, but it often leaves a wake of loneliness and regret. In contrast, a life devoted to generosity, kindness, and connection creates a legacy that endures far beyond any material achievement. True wealth lies in living with purpose and integrity. It's found in the moments when we give without expecting anything in return, when we choose to uplift others rather than compete with them. Generosity, both of spirit and action, enriches not only the lives of others, but our own. It fosters a sense of abundance, a belief that we have enough to share, and that sharing brings deeper satisfaction than hoarding ever could. As we age, the wisdom of moderation becomes clear. The endless chase for more often takes a toll on our health, our relationships, and our happiness. In contrast, choosing to live simply and purposefully allows us to savor life's true riches. Moderation is not about deprivation. It's about balance, about knowing what truly matters and letting go of the rest. Let your later years be a time of reflection and renewal, a season where you prioritize meaning over excess. Focus on nurturing the relationships and passions that bring you joy. Share your wisdom, offer your time to others, and cherish the moments that money can't buy. By doing so, you will find a deeper sense of purpose and peace than any material gain could ever provide. In the end, chasing after meaningless gains leaves us chasing shadows, empty and insubstantial. But when we turn our attention to what truly matters, we find that life is already abundant with meaning. The legacy you leave behind will not be measured by what you amassed, but by the love you gave, the lives you touched, and the values you upheld. These are the gains that endure, the treasures that bring peace and fulfillment, not just in this life, but in the memories that follow. 3. Cultivating a fulfilling life. The wisdom of age lies not just in knowing what to avoid, but in embracing what enriches your life. Here are 3 principles to guide you. 1. Be intentional about your words and actions. Every word and action should reflect the values you hold dear. Speak thoughtfully and act with kindness. This intentionality will create an environment of trust and respect. 2. Choose your company wisely. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Seek out relationships built on mutual respect, honesty, and care. Avoid those who drain your energy or sow negativity. 3. Focus on what truly matters. In the end, life is not about how much you have, but about the legacy you leave behind. Spend time nurturing relationships, sharing your wisdom, and creating memories with those you love. A final reflection. Growing older is a privilege, not a burden. It's a time to embrace the wisdom you've gained and to live with purpose and grace. By avoiding harmful speech, thoughtless actions, and unproductive comparisons, you can create a life filled with joy and meaning. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to grow wiser and kinder. When you choose to speak and act with intention, you inspire others and leave a lasting impact. Your later years can be a season of flourishing, a time to savor life's blessings and share your light with the world. As you reflect on these lessons, ask yourself, what will I leave behind for others to remember? How can I use my time to bring more peace and kindness into the world? The answers to these questions will guide you toward a life of fulfillment and dignity. Thank you for reading and reflecting on these principles. May your journey be filled with wisdom, joy, and a legacy of love. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.